Hello, and welcome back to the studio. I'm Dr. Wigo, and today I'm going to review my new iPhone 15 Pro Max, which I promised last week I would do this week. I've had it for 2 weeks now. I'm pretty happy with it, and I'll tell you all about it. But first, I lied to you last week. Well, at the time I wasn't lying. I said that this thing hadn't overheated. Well, of course, as soon as I said that on video, it overheated. I blame iOS 17 because when iOS 17 came out with the standby feature, I had my old iPhone 14 Pro Max and I used it in standby mode, and I woke up the next morning and it was very hot to the touch and had like 10% battery left. It had run down the battery on the charger overnight and had heated up to an alarming degree. And I figured, well, that was iOS 17, and also that was the iPhone 14 Pro Max. This one has the 1 nit green feature where it can dim down to 1 nit. When I got this, I used the standby feature and it worked okay, but then right after I made that video, it overheated while on standby. But I hadn't installed 17.0.3 yet. So I installed that, and it has not overheated since then. So apparently it was a software issue, as Apple claimed, because I don't know, because it hadn't done it before then either, even though I had been using it in standby mode. I'm not sure they worked this standby mode out fully, but it seems to work okay now with the new 17.0.3. So if you're having overheating problems, put in the new operating system. And apparently Instagram is a bad actor. So make sure you get the update for Instagram when that comes out, if it hasn't already. Let's get on with it. What do I think? Well, what I think is this is a really good phone. I'm very much enjoying it. Now, is it that much better than the 14 Pro Max that I just traded it for? Well, I didn't trade it. I sent it to my nephew. But you know the idea. Well, yes and no. For the regular stuff, like the stuff you use your phone for every day, texting and all that, it's the same. But it has those few new features. The main one being the camera update with the 5x optical zoom. Hopefully, maybe I'll show you right now some footage of that. And the USB. And the USB has turned out to be quite the entertaining little thing. In fact, there's dozens of videos on YouTube about the USB-C. On the Pro, again, on the regular phones, it's limited to the 10 megabits per second. But on these phones, it's 20 megabits per second, and it's considerably faster. I've been kind of fooling around with it. And in fact, I fooled around with it enough that I think it deserves its own video. So next week or the week after, I will do a video just about all the USB-C stuff, because there's all sorts of stuff that you can use with your iPhone now. It's kind of amazing. It's like, I didn't expect this. Now, I will tell you one thing right here, right now. Cables are important. The charging cable that comes with the phone in the little box is not a data cable. It's a charging cable. So you will get horrible, horrible speeds if you use it to connect USB devices to your phone. I have here a Thunderbolt cable. It came with something else I bought. Thunderbolt cables, by the way, pretty pricey. They're $30, $40, $50. But they do sell USB 3 high-speed cables, data cables, and those are more like in the $10 to $20 range. But if you're going to be using USB-C with your iPhone Pro Max or Pro, get a data cable, because otherwise you're just leaving all sorts of speed on the table, and you don't want to do that. So get a cable. Now, and the camera is the other big thing, and it's pretty cool. Now, I'll tell you the part I like the best is the titanium. It's this brushed titanium on the edges. Again, it's not going to show up on camera very well. It's not going to show up on camera at all because there are no fingerprints on the edges. Whereas my iPhone 14 Pro Max was with the stainless steel rail was nothing but fingerprints. You could barely get them off. This one, you can hardly tell. I like the color. When the iPhone first started, I bought a new one every year because they were that much better. But eventually they kind of asymptotically flattened out, and they're just marginally better. So now probably the best thing is to wait 1 or 2. Well, like this one, this A17 chip with the USB 3 controller built into it, that's a big upgrade. And the 5x camera. So this one's worth upgrading to. Now, next year, We don't know. Oh, also the ability to take 3D video. I'm sorry, spatial video. The ability to take spatial videos, which of course we don't have yet. One thing I did do, so let me go to settings, action button. In the unboxing, I told you I was setting up the action button to do the magnifier. Well, that turned out to be stupid. Turns out I have reading glasses. I don't need the magnifier. One of the things that Apple didn't really push this, but when you go to like here, I've set it to camera. And you say, but you can already get to the camera. You can already get to the camera in photo mode. There's this little drop-down menu here, and you can have the camera open with the action button into photo, selfie, video, which is what I have it set to, portrait or portrait selfie. So by doing video, if I just want to take a picture, I get into the camera the way we always have, just flip up, there it is. But if I want to shoot a video, I just hold down the action button, boom. Well, here, I'll show you. Hold down the action button, boom. I'm in video. I'm not going to show you this because you saw this in the unboxing. I mentioned in the unboxing that in the past, I typically have not used my phone for video, and I'm discovering one of the reasons why is because I'm real bad at putting my fingers over the lens. So basically, I have to hold it at the other end from the lenses. In the video, I said out loud that I didn't think the selfie camera did 4K 30. Yes, it does. So it supports 4K 30 in selfie mode. So if you want to do vlogging, any of that kind of stuff, works just fine. So pretty impressive. This is a pretty amazing little device. It's a great phone. I'm very, very pleased with it. I mentioned this in the unboxing. I cannot tell you how much better it feels to hold in your hand. If you're on the fence, go to an Apple store and just hold one, because they've rounded these edges just a little. They still look squared off, but it's rounded just enough that it doesn't pinch into your skin like it did. And I'm very happy with the grip, which by the way means you're also less likely to drop it, because when it bites into your skin, you might loosen your grip and then phone falls out. So I love the grip. I mean, the looks are pretty much the same. I do like the titanium. That's a better look. And feature-wise, the USB is the big thing. And like I said, worth a whole video coming next week. So bottom line, do I think it's worth the money? Yes, I do. I think it's absolutely worth the money. Again, maybe not if you're coming from the 14 Pro Max, but if you're coming from earlier phones, or if you want the USB stuff, which is pretty amazing, I'm very pleased. It's a good phone. I like the processor. It's nice and speedy and fast, and it does everything I need, and it does stuff I don't need. I like the camera, although, again, I'm terrible with it. I got to learn to hold it right. I want my other hand over here, but if you put your other hand over here, it's too close to the... If you have a suggestion for how to hold the damn thing so I don't keep putting my fingers in front of it, please put it in the comments down below, because I'm pretty hopeless. That's basically my review of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's a great phone. iPhone 15 Pro Max. Thumbs up from me. It's a great phone. I haven't had a lick of trouble with it except that little brief overheating thing from using standby mode. Actually, standby mode has other problems, but that's an iOS issue. That's not this phone. So my take on the iPhone 15 Pro Max is I'm glad I bought it. I like it. I recommend it. But if you have a recent phone, maybe it's not quite worth an upgrade. You'll have to look into that yourself. Or come back next week and watch my USB attachments video, and maybe there'll be something in there you go, well, if I knew it could do that, I'd buy one. Well, come back next week and I'll show you some of the things it can do. So that's it for today. iPhone 15 Pro Max is a buy. Come back next week and we'll talk more about the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Actually, we'll talk more about USB things being attached to it. And it's really quite amazing. So until next time, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. I'm still waving. Waving, waving, waving. Waving, waving, waving. Goodbye.